I forgot to read about the pestilence of the frogs. Yes, yes, yes. Mhm. And the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into thine house and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy house and into the bedchamber, and upon thy bed and the house of thy servants, upon thy people and into thine ovens and into thy kneading troughs. Con Edison, phew, I have a technology that can desalinate actual water. It doesn't have to have salt in it. Yes. Now, let's say that you're pumping in X amount of pollutions in any river of the United States, and you want to obstruct me from using high temperature HHO gas water purification technology. Yes. To purify the pollutants of the United States of America. Now, let's say, okay, you're in the Midwest, the Dust Bowl, and you've been using river water, Colorado River, yeah, to fertilize, no, water the actual crops of the United States. And your thought was, well, what we'll do is we'll use solar radiation, yes, and then we'll genetically patent, yes, Monsanto, yes, some aluminum resistant seeds so that we can cool the earth using pulverized aluminum. Right, right, right. Now, I have read about these different genetically patented seeds that are to produce an immense amount of food. Yeah. But I thought if you had a little fertilizer, right, you had the right amount of water, and you had a seed, poo, you could grow almost any crop. Could you call the agribusiness industry and find out what their latest patented seed is that they're going to be selling? Yes, to those that are in the manufacturing business of the actual food supply of the United States, either for animals or people. Now, I know you pay a large number of researchers. Every year, you've got to come out with a better seed. You know how technology is. They're always looking for that improvement. Now, let's say this year that you went out to all the farmers of the United States, those big agri producers. Yes, yes. And the thought was, well, we have a new seed that we've been working on for the last 6 months. That we want you to plant in all your cornfields, and it's one of these genetically modified seeds, but it's not. Yeah, because they don't genetically modify seeds. Of course they don't. It has to be a non-GMO. It has to be somewhat vegan. Understand vegetarians. So you go out there, you plant it, and you think, well, we'll use our satellite system to increase the amount of solar radiation so as to get that yield that we have to have as an agribusiness. Thinking that it won't dry out the actual earth. Once a plant starts growing, yes, what is the effect of solar radiation on the actual ground that it is growing in? Yeah. Now, it should be that most of the crops have been harvested and it's almost springtime. Yeah. I noticed that Washington State it's going to be 60 to 70 degrees this next week. Oh, for the first week of March, and by the time it gets to June or July, what's the temperature going to be in Arizona, New Mexico, California, Nevada? If it's going to be 100 in Washington State, it's going to be 150 in Arizona. That's right. That's right. Now, I know there's no possible way that a dust bowl conditions, yes, would cause an increase of the pollutions of the rivers. Yep. That would cause frogs and tadpoles to all of a sudden show up because of the pollutants in the actual water supply, causing various types of lice to be. Oh, look at the plagues that you're causing right now. Why don't you give me the latest in all patented seeds right now? Because it looks to me like you've got this perfect type of condition to cause a depression. The type of situation. Do you think, out of my abundance of concern, that I'm expressing this right now? Now, for all of those politicians right now that thought, well, I better start stumping for president, I'd say you're a total fucking idiot. Do you understand? Mhm. Now, I know I had emailed an attorney yesterday. Yeah. One of these federal elections committee attorneys. Yeah. Advises individuals about establishing a third party known as the Citizens Party. Yes. To compete with the actual Republicans and the Democrats. Yes. where you're spending all your stupid fucking time right now talking about redundant technologies that are going to alleviate the actual environmental concerns of the United States.